The work of the Agribusiness Working Group this year built on some of the key themes that we started discussing in South Africa last year. If I were to highlight one aspect that I know that is very important for South Africans, it is this idea of deepening trade within the BRICS community. Before the addition of the new BRICS members, we were already a significant agricultural market in BRICS of just around $300 billion US dollars. If you now consider the new countries that have been added in BRICS, this community has become even a bigger agricultural market. The key challenges that we struggle with currently is the higher import tariffs in some of the markets, as well as the phytosanitary barriers. And what we seek to do this year then is to think about policy propositions and programs that we can present to political principals to try to deal with the issue of trade barriers that exist in forms of tariff and in forms of phytosanitary barriers, with the hope that when those are resolved and we begin to see much deeper agricultural trade in the BRICS community, then South Africa would stand to benefit on that. That's the one theme that we championed amongst many that you will read about.
The last 4 years have seen the global aviation sector ravaged by the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Happy to indicate that the rebound in air transport now marks a new area for air travel. The BRICS Business Council has been an important player in ensuring closer economic partnership between our countries, and as such, the Aviation Working Group has worked at improving air connectivity between the BRICS nations and their regions. The multilateral air services agreement is intended to promote air connectivity between the country pairs, but we aim also to use the airlift strategy, which will ensure city-to-city pairs to promote tourism, trade and investment amongst the BRICS nations. Important is a direct link to the African continental free trade area that is intended to uplift the African economy and link it to BRICS countries to ensure better trade facilitation, tourism and economic growth.
It is my pleasure to present an update around the work that we've been enhancing throughout the year. For us, we are focused on 4 core elements. The first is around connectivity, because if people are not connected, then they are simply excluded from the digital land space. This is extremely important so that people can participate in things like digital skills, digital medicine, and various other digital platforms. The second core area that we are focused on is really skills, because skills in a digital environment allows for growth and allows for meaningful purpose, not only in large but smaller enterprises. The third area that we are focused on is around SMMEs and enhancing their value propositions using digital, not only for scale, but also for efficiency. This is extremely important because if the smaller businesses are growing, then ultimately they will participate more meaningfully in the mainstream economy and thereby also employ more people, which means that our unemployment will be reduced. The fourth area is core tech, which means that we are focused on platforms, we are focused on security, data and AI, cloud application development, and various other aspects. From a geography perspective, we focused on expanding our horizon from just South Africa to more partnerships in Africa, and we've started talking to some digital industry associations in order to ensure that we achieve that. So thanks for the opportunity, and that's the update.
Over the last year, the SA Financial Services Working Group has made important contributions to the development of the Transition Finance Framework, BRICS Framework for Voluntary Carbon Markets, and work required towards the establishment of the SDG and ESG Association. South Africa remains in principle in support of a BRICS reinsurance system, and we are actively engaging relevant authorities who are enthusiastic to deliberate the matter further and in partnership with the other chapters of the Financial Services Working Group. We've actively engaged the SA Reserve Bank on progress on the various payment system initiatives under discussion. We're still exploring the modalities for an SME fund that would propel investments within the SME space for BRICS members. It was agreed to during 2023 when we chaired BRICS and remains an important initiative. On the issue of credit rating agencies, there's broad alignment on the need to create alternative rating agency options. As a step in this direction, we've provided comments on the Credit Rating Alliance Code of Conduct. The work that we have done is focused on ensuring that we have the key and necessary conversations required to to achieve greater financial cooperation amongst our member community.
Good day. During the Russian chapter of 2024, the working group expanded its mandate as well as its name to include carbon mitigation as well as adaptation. The working group focused on the 3 pillars that are carried through from the South African chapter of 2023, wherein the BRICS Energy Skills Atlas combined efforts in particular with the BRICS Energy Research Cooperation Platform. The second pillar was to collaborate with the New Development Bank on an ongoing basis to establish the Clean Energy Fund. Pillar 3 was to continue to exploit the Energy Cooperation Platform as a marketplace for the BRICS community. And delighted to share that during the Russian chapter, 2 additional initiatives were added to the working group. In particular, Initiative 1, the BRICS Fairy Tales, which is a collection of BRICS folk tales about renewable energy projects as well as analytical data. Secondly, the second initiative is the development of an integration of national carbon markets for the BRICS nations, which will be aligned with the Paris Agreement. Thank you.
It is estimated that South Africa needs an additional 1.6 trillion in public sector infrastructure investment and a further 3.2 trillion from the private sector by 2030 in order to meet our growth and development goals. The Infrastructure Working Group is primarily focused on finding ways for business to more effectively partner with government to increase the rate of infrastructure investment in the country and to increase our international trade. Key initiatives include creating improved visibility of priority infrastructure projects, growing the infrastructure project pipeline, exploring innovations in project preparation, climate financing, and government business partnership models in infrastructure. Improving logistics connectivity is also a key priority and particularly important in the context of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Our final area of focus is on promoting skills and exchange programs in the field of infrastructure development. The benefits to SA businesses from these activities is wide-ranging, with the construction and logistics sectors in particular standing to gain directly from increased activity in these areas, with strong spin-off benefits for agriculture, mining, and manufacturing.
So the Skills Development, Technology and Innovation Working Group continued with its mandate of transforming education and skills for the future. This year, 2024, we managed to sign 5 training bases across 3 provinces, KwaZulu-Natal, Northwest, as well as in Gauteng. We also cooperated with China to set up a workshop for artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Secondly, we continue with training activities, and this year we've had extensive training with the Russians, with camps online for young people as they prepare for the upcoming competitions in Russia. With those competitions, we are hosting in November our competitions for South Africa, but we have 3 cohorts of young people presenting South Africa in Russia and cybersecurity, blockchain, space engineering, as well as building information modeling.
The Manufacturing Working Group's key driver is job creation, and it's been focusing on the production of electric vehicle batteries, developing manufacturing capacity for medical devices in line with the MedTech Master Plan, supporting the Partner Initiative in terms of reskilling the industry, driving smart manufacturing and smart city projects, profiling and promoting industrialists with viable business opportunities for potential investors, showcasing over the past 4 years 37 different projects from green economy to the automotive, chemicals, logistics, pharmaceuticals, laser technology, healthcare, mining and mineral sectors. And finally, encouraging continuous improvement in the manufacturing sector by introducing an annual Manufacturing Excellence Award. Thank you.
The South African chapter of the BRICS Business Council Trade and Investment Working Group has had a stable year in 2024 in implementing the recommendations that came out of the 2023 annual meetings. Our work this year was housed under 4 focus areas. Firstly, being economic partnership, which seeks to create a standing calendar of trade investment opportunities for our entrepreneurs and creating a single source for trade investment data to allow and enhance decision making. Secondly, infrastructure development, which means that we need to ensure that we create the necessary infrastructure to unlock trade investment opportunities and making sure that all BRICS members are competitive and are able to reach each other's markets. Thirdly was finance cooperation, which is meant to create futuristic financial instruments that will be responsive to entrepreneurs and understanding the conditions that BRICS members trade in, especially directly amongst themselves, but also throughout the global south. And lastly, knowledge exchange and capacity building, which is meant to ensure that all BRICS members have mutual benefit from the association and making sure that we level the playing fields and we close the trade deficits that exist amongst members. Thank you.